I've been so worried about you. I called the banner and they said you weren't going to be in all day, and then I was just frantic that maybe something had happened to you.
Honey, I'm okay.
Something is wrong, though, isn't it?
What? Yeah. Something's wrong.
Honey, the last I saw you, you were going to have breakfast with your mom.
Yeah, well, we didn't have much of a chance to have some breakfast.
Honey, you're making me really nervous here. Now, what is it that's got you so upset?
Look, Tina, maybe you just better sit down for a minute, because what I'm about to say to you is going to rock your foundations. Tina, I'm not the man. There's more to me than you think there is. Or maybe less. I don't know.
Cord?
Well, I'm just going to come right out and say this. My mom told me today that the man who brought me up my whole life, Al Roberts, is not my natural father. She also told me that when she was a teenager, she and Clint Buchanan had a love affair, and that Clint Buchanan is my real father.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. She also told me some other things, Tina. Some things that have got me in such a rage right now, I just feel like tearing this whole room apart. They call back?
No. Lisa pretty much convinced me that they never will.
Of course they will. Now, don't let yourself start thinking like that, honey. God didn't decide to do a swap. He's not trading my baby daughter for a full-grown son.
Have you talked to Cord?
Yes. Poor Kitty probably took it harder than I did. I found him sitting in a park, alone.
Oh, my darling.
Dad, watch out! Hold it!
Who the hell are you? I'm the guy who's going to have to kill you and your son.
Here's what to do when you don't find the rainbows in this time. Here's where you go when it looks like the rain won't end. Don't cry. I'll give you tomorrow. Let me be the one to share it with. And each day that follows, 'cause we only have one night to live.
All right, get behind that car. Move it! Now! All right, where's the baby? Where's the baby? How the hell do I know? I just use this as a quick way to make $1 million.
Dan, are you all right? Oh, my God.
Get the police!
All right.
Yeah, sorry to keep you waiting, Judith.
All right.
Have a seat.
Thanks. Glad you could fit me into your schedule today.
Presume you hear about Dan Moolite's case, huh?
I've come to ask you to drop the charges
On what grounds?
on the grounds that it's circumstantial evidence and damned little of it.
Well, unfortunately, the police in this office believe there's enough to convene a hearing.
He didn't do it. I'm convinced of it.
Convince the judge and the charges will be dropped.
Why can't they just be dropped? The man was framed. It's obvious to me.
Judith. Look, why don't we start at the beginning and go through the steps leading up to this murder charge. All right, now, supposedly, Dan was at the back street looking for a lost charm that belonged to Allison Perkins' bracelet.
And my son can corroborate the fact that Dan and Allison were there before when she lost the charm.
With some real estate agent, I believe, but your son has no recollection of his name or the firm he was with.
Unfortunately, Jamie is not very good with names.
Well, that's too bad, because the jury might believe Jamie was only trying to provide an excuse for his friend to return to the deserted bar.
You would say that?
Wouldn't you in my position?
Of course, I guess.
So I suggest you try and jog your son's memory into coming up with the man's name and the name of the company he was with. Otherwise, it sounds flaky as hell.
Even with Allison testifying to it.
Allison Perkins. Ah, yes, Dan's girlfriend. Very objective witness, not to mention the whole town knows her testimony during the Mitch Lawrence trial was prejudiced.
You're not dropping these charges because you want to convict a client of mine who's innocent on circumstantial evidence.
Don't flatter yourself, Judith. You know, throughout that trial, you kept swearing you were only serving justice. Now I'm not.
I don't really know.
I'm telling you. I've known Danny Willett for years. His father's a very good friend of mine, and I very much doubt that he murdered Susan Bates. But, lady, you have no proof he didn't, and this office has a whole pile of proof he did.
Why would he return to the scene of the crime after burying Susan's body in the backyard?
Oh, to find the incriminating charm bracelet, perhaps. That lost charm, but lost before he ran into Susan Bates in that bar and got into an argument which got physical and ended in her death.
Oh, that's absurd.
Yeah, no more absurd than claiming that Dorian Lord killed Mitch Lawrence because he wasn't her preference in a boyfriend for her daughter. No more ludicrous than that my daughter was in love with that maniac and willingly submitted to him.
I'm right. You are using this as a personal vendetta.
Well, no, wrong. I'm trying to point out to you how easy it is to twist evidence when there's no eyewitness, how dangerous it is to ignore a person's character when you're dealing with circumstantial evidence.
You said that you doubt Dan could commit a crime. Do you think he would be stupid enough to hold on to a tape that belonged to Susan Bates?
If he listened to it and realized it could get Dorian out of prison, and then he figured that he'd get it to me or to the police after he was no longer under suspicion.
Don't you realize how illogical that is?
Of course I do, Judith, but a jury might believe it, just as they believe Dorian Lord was guilty of murder.
My God. You're really enjoying this, aren't you?
What else did you find out?
That Asa Buchanan, my granddaddy, right? Railroaded my grandmother and my ma out of town as soon as he found out that my ma was pregnant and that Clint was going to be my daddy. Do you believe this, Tina? It's like I'm talking about people that I don't even know here. Clint is my daddy. Oh, man. And Asa knew about it all this time. And so did my ma. You know, it starts to make sense, though, for a lot of things. Like why my ma never liked the idea of me coming up to Lambview to be with you, right? And you remember that letter that my grandma sent to Clint Buchanan? The one that brought you down to El Paso to begin with, right? Tina, I'll bet you anything that my grandma was going to tell Clint the truth right then and there.
Honey, we don't know that for sure.
Tina, what else can it be? Now, come on, my ma just made up another story about my grandma not having any business with Clint.
But I don't understand. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. Why wouldn't your mother want you to know?
Tina, come on. She didn't even tell my pa that my real father was Clint until I came up here to Lambview, right? And then she made him go along with this lie and the story. She wouldn't even let him tell me the truth.
Look, it still doesn't make any sense. Why couldn't you know?
Tina, from what I gathered from talking to my ma and Clint, I don't know. I guess she was just consumed by the guilt of keeping that secret for all those years. And she was afraid that I might go crazy, I guess. Which I guess I did a little bit. Man, all my pa wanted to do was tell me the truth. Clear his conscience before he died. And my ma wouldn't let him do that. At one point, they decided they were going to tell me, but that was the morning that my pa died.
Well, honey, I can certainly understand why she didn't want to tell you right then.
Yeah, maybe I understand that too, Tina. But, man, what about after that, huh? She had all that time when she could have told me the truth. But I talked to Clinton. He said that maybe she's not as much as a villain in this as she is a victim.
You should tell her that.
I already did. I stopped to see her before I came home.
Honey, why didn't you come talk to me after you spoke to your mom? That way I could have helped you sort through all this.
I'm sorry, Tina. I just needed to be by myself for a little bit. I went out to that little park a few blocks from here. Clint found me. I couldn't believe it, Tina. I was so mad at him. I hated him. I mean, for a minute there, I just hated his guts.
Oh, what? He didn't know. Oh, or did he?
No. He didn't find out till yesterday himself, and then he finally made my mom promise to tell me the truth. The truth. It's funny how you take something like that for granted.
Honey, at least Al was a good father to you. He really did love you. He did. No matter what else, you'll always have that.
Yeah. He always was my pa, and he always will be. And now Clint is Clint. I guess it's just going to take some time until we both figure out what we're going to be to each other.
Yeah. I suppose it's good for him to find out right now what with his baby girl missing and everything. At least now he knows he has another child in the world.
Yeah, maybe it's good, maybe it's not. Because Clint has totally written off his father now.
Really?
Tina, I haven't told you about half of the things that Asa Buchanan did to me and my family. But I can tell you the rest of the story later when I get back.
When you get back from where?
Get back from having a talk with that rattlesnake of a grandfather
No,
of
you
mine.
can't do that. You can't. I'm not going to let you.
Tina, what the hell are you so panicked about?
Well, I guess the word's resentful, almost hateful.
I expect he's very confused and stunned.
Well, he felt that the memories of his father, Al Roberts, were being dumped on, desecrated.
Were you able to get past any of that?
Yeah, and in some ways, I guess it's best that we become friends first, you know? I mean, he likes me. It wasn't like I'm some stranger that was suddenly being shoved off on him.
I hadn't thought of that before, but I guess you're right, yes.
He made it very clear that he was not going to call me Pa, but I said, that's all right. I've already got 3. Oh, Vicky, how can we be sitting around here talking about Cord when little Jessica is God knows where?
You know, my darling, the sad and horrible truth about that is that we are powerless to do anything about it. That the reward has been well publicized, and the federal agents and the police in every state in the country have been notified.
There's nothing worse than being helpless.
I know.
Absolutely nothing.
I know that. I know, and I'm getting worried about you because you're trying so hard to be strong for me as well as for yourself.
If I didn't have you to be strong for, I'd probably be sitting in some corner staring at the wall.
I know, darling. I still don't think it's very good for us to just sit in this house. So I've arranged for an extension of that phone to be put in your office at the Banner.
Oh, good. That way if the kidnapper calls, one of us can talk to him.
Right.
Or her. Or them.
Exactly.
Has Asa dared to call?
No.
I half expected to come home and find out that he'd been on the phone crying to you, trying to get you to work on me.
No, I wouldn't do that. I had no choice but to go along with your decision because you have every right to your anger. Although I would like to just point out to you that right now, at this particular time, your father is also a loss to us and to Kevin and Joey.
I don't want Kevin and Joey around the man. He doesn't deserve them. Or us. Or my brother Bo. And frankly, I hope that Pamela does divorce him and he spends the rest of his life, every day and night, a lonely, bitter old man. I'm sorry, honey, I just can't imagine myself ever forgiving him. Not ever.
I understand. I won't say another word about that now. What about Cord and his mother? Is he very angry with her?
Well, I convinced him, I think I convinced him that she deserves his forgiveness. She's done nothing but love him all these years, and unlike Asa, she's been a very good parent. She was a victim of circumstance. She was forced to do Asa's bidding. You know, something occurred to me on the way home, and I'm still not sure whether to laugh or cry about it.
What is it?
Well, Tina is not only your half-sister. She's also my daughter-in-law.
Yes, I know. It has occurred to me. I think we can only laugh about it. We have so many other important things to cry about.
I'm panicked because you're so angry, and if you go talk to Asa right now, you might might do something that you don't want to, something that you might regret later.
Yeah, well, don't worry about that. Clint told me that he almost killed him, and I mean for real.
Honey, look, why don't you come right over here and sit down? Right here, and then you can tell me everything that Asa did.
You want to know what Asa did, huh? Tina, he paid my mother and my grandmother to get the hell out of Cherokee County and stay away from Clint and not tell him the truth. And he also threatened to have them deported if they ever did tell the truth or if they didn't take the blackmail money. I don't know what happened. I guess Clint was out of town at the time, and my ma just took off, so Clint never knew what hit him.
Well, Maria was only 16 or 17 then, right?
Yeah, that's right. And Asa made her feel like a regular tramp. And he sure as hell didn't like the idea of having a half-Mexican grandson running around someplace. Tina, I have just got to pay him back for so much. For everything he did to me, for everything that he did to my family, and for being so damn prejudiced.
Honey, that was a long time ago. It was very common for people to feel that way. He obviously doesn't feel that way anymore. He liked you the moment he met you. I mean, he even offered you that job in Phoenix.
Tina, don't you see that was just another way to keep me away from Clint?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, too. Because I hadn't really thought about that before, but you're right, Man, all that pretended friendliness towards me, all that great press about how great a photographer I was, that was all bull. He knew exactly how Clint was going to react when he found out about this. He knew that Clint was just going to write him off. And he also knew that he wouldn't be able to pay my ma anything to keep her...
What?
That land. That land that I thought was my daddy's, that wasn't mentioned in his will.
What about it?
Tina, don't you see? That land was never my pa's. Asa set that whole thing up. I wouldn't be surprised at all if that land belonged to Asa before it ended up in my name.
Honey, that is ridiculous. I mean, why on earth would he do that?
I don't know, Tina, but I'm sure as hell gonna find out.
Cord!
You heard anything?
Not a damn thing. I'm tempted to go to that shop myself.
Oh, I wouldn't recommend that, Asa. There's going to be a posse of police there, and they want to ask you a lot of questions.
You call the police?
That's right. Followed you to the Vernon Inn, and then I followed Dan Wallach to the old flower shop, and then I called the police.
Did you also tell Larry Wallach?
No, I didn't. I didn't even see him.
Well, somebody did. He grabbed me at the Vernon Inn. I gave him all the information.
Funny, isn't it, Asa, that nobody thinks you were right except you, right?
If we don't get Jessica back because of you, Larry, the police messing up with that ransom drop.
Police just might get Jessica back. Remember, you're the one who wanted to be the Lone Ranger and get her back by yourself so you could make points with Clint.
Clint and Vicky never heard from the kidnapper, right? You know why? Because they called the cops. The police turned Lanford into a fortress. So the creep decided to call me. Figured maybe I had more sense.
Oh, right. Sense. You're full of it, aren't you? Your wife's left you, none of your family will talk to you, but you're the only one with sense.
Why don't you hold off till we hear something, huh? It could be I was right.
Yeah, you could be. With a little luck and a lot of smart cops.
Dr. Wallach.
Dad, are you okay?
Isn't that the real estate agent that we saw with Jamie that night?
Yeah, that's not all.
Officer, this man's dead. I'm Dr. Lawrence Wallach.
You got some ID on you?
Yeah.
He called Asa Buchanan. He wanted $1 million. I brought it in that case. When I got here, all he had was a doll.
Aren't you Dan Wallach up for the murder of Susan Bates?
Yes, sir. But this guy confessed that he killed Susan Bates, and he also confessed to framing me.
Are you serious, Dan?
Yeah, and then he tried to pull this scam on Asa.
Wait, so this means that you're free, that you're... Oh, my God!
Yes, Dad saved my life. How'd you get here, anyway?
I thank this lady who cares an awful lot about you.
I'm sorry, Dan. I couldn't keep it a secret. I just had to tell him.
Well, at the moment, I'm glad you couldn't. Thank you. And thank you, Dad.
All right. We got a lot of questions here.
I'm ready to answer them all.
All right, Commissioner, I'll get back to you later. Sorry for the interruption.
It's all right. I've cooled down. I suppose I owe you an apology for attacking your motives.
Oh, Well, Judith, I can't help the similarities between my prosecuting Dan Woloch and your having prosecuted Dorian Lord. But, maybe now we can try to get down to it. How about that, huh? Look, I have always personally thought that there was a connection between the crack ring and the death of Susan Bates. I mean, let's face it, the back street was the scene of the crack factory. Someone could have spotted Dan there and decided to make him the fall guy.
Yes, and the Landview police don't know who the ringleader is. I don't suppose the warden or matron Spitz are talking, are
Well,
they?
no, but I still think the ring is the route to proving Dan's innocence.
Let's just hope we get a break.
Yeah, let's hope that, because I would like nothing better than to drop these charges. Have you gotten to know Dan's father at all?
Some. He seems to be a caring, decent man.
Yeah, he's a fine doctor. I can understand Dan's position. I mean, it's hard being the son of a veritable pillar of the community, without wanting to rebel. But murder, well, for no real reason, I can't believe that's in his character.
You just remember that when and if we ever get to court.
Yeah.
It's been nice talking to you. Of course, it didn't help Dan any, but at least I got to know you a little bit. You seem like a very decent, caring man, too.
Well, it's nice knowing you get emotionally involved with your clients.
Are you sure you don't mean that it's nice that I seem to have any emotions at all? If somehow, some way, some new evidence comes to light, could you postpone the hearing?
Absolutely.
Thanks. Well, I'll let you get back to business.
Okay.
Oh, one other point. I just wondered whether the police knew anything about the Buchanan baby. Anything?
Well, no, afraid not.
You know, fate has been remarkably kind to Tina of late. She was throwing over a man who really could have given her status in life for a man that she loved, and yet...
Yeah, and then she marries a billionaire's grandson.
Yeah.
Although I doubt that Cord would accept a penny from him.
Do you think that Asa would offer?
Wouldn't surprise me.
You know, Clint, I think we have to start dealing with the fact that whoever took Jessica simply wants a baby.
No, it's too early to start dealing with something like that, sweetheart. If that's true, then we have to give up hope, and I'm not ready to give up hope yet.
Well, neither am I. But then why hasn't anyone called?
Hello.
Oh, Tom, come on in.
I'm very sorry to disturb you, but I have an editorial here that needs your approval or disapproval.
We've laid quite a burden on you lately, haven't we?
Not at all. I'm just trying to make as few mistakes as possible.
You know, honey, I think I'll go to the Banner and do some work, try and get my mind off of things.
Oh, good.
Clint, the extension to this phone was installed in your office a while ago.
Good. You might consider doing the same thing?
Yeah, I'll think about it.
Yeah.
Bye, I love you.
Love you, honey. Tom, thank you.
All right, Clint.
See ya.
You don't have to rush off, do you?
Well, now that your husband's gone to the Banner, I don't suppose I do, no.
Well, why don't you stay, keep me company for a bit? Do you mind?
Mine, not at all. I'd be delighted.
Thanks.
Thank you. Did Clint manage to get an opportunity to talk to Cord?
Yes. They're both, well, I think quite stunned by it all, and Clint did lose all control with his father, I'm afraid, but I don't know, maybe things can start to sort themselves out now.
Of course. And you? How are you getting on?
I don't really know the answer to that. I don't think I want to answer that, because if I do, then I have to think about it, and if I think about it, then I'll fall apart all over again. Ray!
Vicky.
Do you know anything?
No, there's nothing new, but I do need to talk to you.
What about?
Nikki Smith.
One Life to Live will continue in a moment. Right.
I think I should leave you two alone to
Please
discuss
don't leave. Stay. I have the feeling this is going to be something rather strange. I'd prefer some company. Would you mind?
No, don't.
Good.
Vicky.
Please, sit down, Rafe. Tom, sit here.
Thank you.
This has to be one of the hardest things I've ever had to do as a cop. We have to discuss the possibility that Nikki Smith may have emerged the night Jessica was kidnapped and is the one who did the kidnapping.
You can't seriously be considering that.
Vicky, when you were in the hospital, a woman wearing a flashy outfit and a red wig was spotted inside the hospital nursery by Tina. Tina called to her, told her she wasn't allowed in there. The woman fled.
So?
The only clue we have so far as to the kidnapper's identity is the strands of red hair that were caught in the mobile over Jessica's crib. They're from a wig.
That does not add up to my becoming Nikki Smith and stealing my own baby.
Let's just go over the night of the kidnapping, hour by hour.
No, I will not. I absolutely will not. This issue is closed.
Vicky, wait!
Look, honey, first you tell me that Asa would do anything to keep the secret, right? Then you tell me that he gave you and your mother over $1 million in land?
Tina, he was just trying to buy us off again. Now, come on, Asa is not stupid. He knew that someday, some way, that secret was going to come out, and everybody was going to know about it. So I guess he just figured that by giving me a quick fortune, I was just going to take it easy on him.
But that doesn't make any sense.
Tina, my mom was skeptical from the beginning as soon as that lawyer showed up out of nowhere giving us that money. Now, come on, she must have suspected Asa.
But she went down to El Paso to check it out, right?
Yeah, that's right. She went to El Paso and she checked it out, but I don't know. Maybe she figured that I deserved the money because I wasn't raised as a Buchanan.
Well, that's possible.
Tina, I know she hates that man more than she hates anything else in this world. There is no way that she would let him buy her off again. And I know my ma, she sure as hell wouldn't sink low enough to blackmail him.
Well, honey, you've got all these scenarios, right? I mean, what if they're wrong? What if that land really did belong to your father?
Tina, I really doubt that.
No, just what if it did?
All right. I'm going to find out one way or another if Asa Buchanan owned that land. And if he did, Tina, I'm going to give back every penny of that money. You got that?
Oh, no, you won't.
Yeah, I just got back from the morgue. I ran into that guy, Vince Robeson, a few weeks ago at the back street when I was looking for Chip Cooper. Uh-huh. Yeah, come in. Okay, get back to me in a minute. Thank you. You're real busy these days, Dan.
Yeah? Thought I was saving the Buchanan baby, but I ended up saving myself. A little help from my father. Captain Moore, Vince Robeson confessed to killing Susan Bates, and he also confessed to framing me. I'm clear now.
Did you hear that confession, Dr. Waller?
No. It happened before I got there.
Well, did anybody witness?
Of course not. The only reason he told me was because he planned to kill me before he ran off with $1 million.
Uh-huh. Well, who's to say you're not making the whole thing up, then?
Meet Mrs.
We're alive and we could interrogate him? Maybe. I'm just giving you the facts, fellas. It's not going to stand up in court. Consequently, you're not cleared.
Oh, man.
Now, I want some answers to that ransom deal.
Look, I gave my statement to the cops. If you want to hear any more, call Asa Buchanan. I'm through cooperating with you.
Whoa, Dan.
Dan,
Judith,
I was
thank
coming
God
from-
you're here.
I was coming from Herb Callison's office when the call came through about the ransom attempt.
Phony ransom.
Please use my office. I'll use the phone outside.
Thank you. How did you get involved with a ransom drop?
It's a long story, but the bottom line is the guy who called Asa didn't have the baby. He thought he could make $1 million by pretending he did. And Judith, Vince Robeson laughed in my face and told me he killed Susan Bates, and he admitted to framing me.
But Captain Moore says because there were no witnesses, all this information is useless.
Not if we can get him to admit to it now.
Well, you haven't heard the rest of the story. He's dead. My father and he were struggling over his gun. The gun went off. Vince shot himself in the heart.
Oh, no.
And there's something else. Ask Jamie if the name Vince Robeson rings a bell, because he was the real estate agent who was with Jamie that night at the back street.
You're certain?
Absolutely. Allison recognized him, too.
What do you think, Judith? Maybe Jamie didn't want to remember this guy?
No, I doubt that that's it. But I will talk to him. Now, look, the confession that Vince Robeson has made might help me to convince Herb to postpone the hearing.
But there are no witnesses, remember?
We'll use the information. It'll give us another angle to investigate. Right now, I need to know all about that blackmail attempt Asa involved you with.
All right, you tell her all about that. I'm going to go talk to Asa.
Honey, I can't let you give back that money. I mean, that money is our future. It's our new home. It's everything we need in life.
Everything we need in life? I thought all we needed out of life was each other, Tina.
Well, of course that's true, but I can't let you just give away a fortune.
It's not a fortune. It's blood money from Asa Buchanan.
Not necessarily, you know? I mean, just think of it as a gift, because he knows deep down in his heart that...
Tina, that man has no heart. You heard what he did to my grandma and my mother. He made my mom feel like some kind of a tramp, and he's been ashamed of me my whole life.
Honey, I know you're angry, and I know you're hurt, but please, Court, if you love me, please don't give back that money, please.
Hold on a minute here, Tina. You agreed to marry me knowing that I didn't have much more than a dime to my name. And now you're equating love with money?
No, I didn't say that.
Tina, it is my pride that is at stake here. Now, there is no way I can live with myself and spend that money or let you spend it either.
But that's...
And if that damn money means more to you than I...
No, of course it doesn't, honey. I love you, but I don't want to lose that money.
Tina, if I find out that money belonged to Asa Buchanan, it's going right back to him if I have to shove it down his throat.
Vicky, please calm down and talk this through with me.
A few strands from a wig and a woman in some flashy clothes hanging around the nursery, and that means that Nicky is back?
And the fact that you were here without Clint when it happened.
I was taking a nap on that couch! I put Jessica to bed in the nursery, then I came down here. I was tired. I went to sleep on that couch. Jeannie Johnson came by and she woke me up, and then she left, and I went back to sleep on the couch, and then Clint came home and he woke me up, and that's when we discovered that the baby was gone.
So, in fact, there is a block of time that you can't account for.
Excuse me. She just accounted for it.
She says she was sleeping.
I was sleeping! Rafe, please. When I used to turn into Nicky Smith, I always had a sense of time loss, of not knowing, of blank spaces. There were no blank spaces. I was exhausted. My God, I had a right to be. I just had a baby. I fell asleep on that couch. I woke up on that couch.
Vicky.
Just accounted for.
She says she was sleeping.
I was sleeping! Rafe, please. When I used to turn into Nicky Smith, I always had a sense of time loss, of not knowing, of blank spaces. There were no blank spaces. I was exhausted. My God, I had a right to be. I just had a baby. I fell asleep on that couch. I woke up on that couch.
Vicky, what about the night at the hospital? After Tina saw the red-haired woman in the nursery, she went to your room. You weren't there. Clint shows up. He waits. Finally, you return.
Was that the night before Jessica and I came home? Well, I don't know where I was. Rafe, please. I wasn't bedridden. I mean, I was allowed to wander around in the hospital. I could have gone to the cafeteria or the solarium. That's where I was. I was in the solarium. I was reading magazines, and then I went back to my room, and I said goodnight to my... Stop accusing me!
I think you got the answers you came for, don't you? Huh?
I'm not so sure about that.
Do you have any idea what you are suggesting here? Do you know that you are suggesting that sometime before the baby was born, I turned into Nicky Smith. I packed a bag with a wig and some flashy clothes. I took it to the hospital. I hid it there. And then after the baby was born, I conveniently put it on, snuck into the nursery, and tried to steal my own baby?
If you will recall, we were in a race for time. All we could do was get Vicky back to the hospital in time to give birth. And I assure you, we did not stop so she could buy clothes and a red wig.
Look, Nicky Smith was very clever. I don't presume to know how she could have pulled it off, but I do know it's a possibility we have to explore.
This is so stupid!
You have to, Vicky, because there's been no ransom call, no word from anyone at all regarding Jessica.
Nicky Smith has not come back, and I hate you for putting me through this. I am barely hanging on as it is.
Don't you think you've done enough?
I'm sorry. I'm also sorry that this is the end of it.
You just wait till Cleve hears about this, right, Garrison? This is so unfair. It's not true, I swear it's not true. Nicky
I know.
did not come back.
I know.
It's so unfair.
Sorry.
Vicky, it's Rafe.
I have nothing to say to you, Rafe.
This is something else. I wanted you to hear it from me. There was a phony ransom attempt, but the guy had nothing to do with your baby's kidnapping.
What? I mean, we didn't get a call. How did it happen?
He called Asa. Asa fell for it and didn't call us.
Well, wait a minute. Are you sure it was phony? Did you question him?
I'm afraid the guy is dead. You'll understand after I explain the details to you. He was trying to use your loss to get his hands on some money.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah. Damn it, my lawyer's on vacation. Man.
Oh, honey, that's too bad. But you know, when he gets back, you'll be able to straighten everything out. And in the meantime, this will give you time to calm down.
What about you?
Honey, I'm sorry I got so excited. I really am. And I want you to know that whether you have money or not, that I love you more than anything else in the world.
Well, if I didn't believe that, I wouldn't be here right now.
What now?
Yeah, I just had an idea. I'm going to write a letter to that lawyer, and I'm going to put it in the mail tomorrow, so it's going to be on his desk first thing when he gets back from that vacation.
Well, you don't have to do that right now, do you?
Tina, please. I've got so many things on my mind right now after what I just found out today. I need to take care of this now for my own peace of mind.
Well, I guess I have to make sure that letter never gets in the mail.
Yes, sir, I do realize it was foolhardy, yes. And, oh, yes, I swear. If anyone else call claiming they have my little granddaughter, I'll call you first, right, Captain? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Goodbye.
Well, I'm glad you're off the phone.
Oh, Larry, how's Danny?
Well, he's alive, no thanks to you. If Allison hadn't told me your idiotic plan, Ace, I don't...
Allison, I was wondering who it was.
How could you do it? How could you play with my kid's life as well as Jessica's?
Larry, at the time, I thought it was just a great idea.
What? You give a kid $1 million in cash to give to a man who's prepared to kill him? What the hell is wrong with you, Ace? You got the brains of a lawnmower.
I've been so upset about Jessica, Ann, I just took the chance.
You didn't take any chance. You forced my kid into taking a chance. And if I hadn't come along, we would have lost Dan and Jessica.
I'm sorry. I mean, I'm very sorry. I don't know what else to say.
There is nothing else to say. You're a fool, Ace. You're a dangerous first-class fool. I want you to stay away from me and from my kid.
Oh, Dan. Somehow, something good has to come out of all of this. I mean, at the very least, maybe Jamie will remember something, some little detail about that real estate agent that will link him up to the cocaine ring or hopefully Susan Bates' murder.
You should have seen his mother's face when I told her that Vince was the real estate agent. If she can't make him remember, no one can. You know what I'd like to do? Go out to dinner. Hit a movie or something. You know, something normal.
Something normal? Oh, who even remembers what that is? But I guess you're right. We should at least try to be normal. Oh, no.
If that's another cop, I'm heading for the window. I can't take any more tonight.
Who is it?
It's Vicki Buchanan. Allison, please. May I come in?
Allison, open the door.
I'm sorry,
Dan.
but I heard that Dan was with you. I needed to talk to both of you.
That's all right.
Danny,
I'm sorry about tonight, Vicky.
well, it was foolish, but I thank you for the attempt. What I really need to know from you is if this, the person who's dead now, if he said anything as to where my baby might be.
No. I told the police, Vicky. He laughed. It was a scam.
I know, but Danny, please try and think again. Maybe he was pretending that it was a scam, but it really wasn't. Maybe he really did know where Jessica was. I mean, did he say anything about where he came from or what he planned to do with the money after he got it? Please, I don't know anything.
I'm sorry,
Please.
Vicky. He called Asa because no one made a ransom demand. He figured he could cash in.
Oh, God, for a minute I had some hope. I had some sort of dim hope. Oh, my baby. Where is she? What's happened to her? Oh, God.
How can I keep doing this to Vicky? I have to give the baby back.